hope you're all doing well today. It's bright and sunny where I'm at. It's a little windy, so can't really go out for a run right now, but the sun's out and it makes me happy. Well, when I was trying to come up with a topic to talk about today, nothing was really coming to me until one morning I woke up and I had this song in my head. So this song is by a man named Carmen, and I guess I would classify him as a 90s Christian musician. I don't know if any of you have heard of him. I'm not even really sure what his last name is. All I know is that I know him by Carmen. But so when I was younger, my parents would always play me and my siblings. They would put our tapes into a cassette player and they would play as we fell asleep to them. So it would be like Salty the Singing Songbook or just various ways of Bible stories that we would hear. And so I guess Carmen was one of them because that's where the song comes from. And to spare you hearing my very beautiful singing voice, I'll just read you the lyrics of the chorus of the song that came to my head one day. Peter walked on the water, faith stepped out on the sea. Jesus said, "Don't be afraid, keep your eyes straight on me." So if you aren't familiar with the story of Peter and Jesus walking on the water, you're in luck because I'm going to read it to you. Part of it. So this story is in Matthew chapter 14. It starts in verse 22. I'm going to be reading from the New King James Version. Kind of jump around a little too, but starting in verse 25. Now in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went to them, walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, "It's a ghost," and they cried out for fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, "Be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid." And Peter answered him and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." So he said, "Come." And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. So I don't know about any of you, but when I first heard this story, I remember trying to walk on water as much as possible. I tried to walk on pool tops. I tried to walk on top of the ocean. Basically any type of water, I was there trying to walk on top of it. Even if it was a bathtub full of water, I tried, and I was very, very unsuccessful. And I'm not saying that it's impossible because obviously Peter did it, but I will say it's close to impossible, speaking from experience. But what I thought was so cool about this story is that Peter had a goal. His goal was to do this seemingly impossible task and walk on the water to get to Jesus. That was his goal. And he had so much confidence and so much faith that he could do this, and he had it in God that he did it. He did it for, I don't know how long, maybe a minute or two, but he did it up until he started to get scared. So in verse 30, but when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, "Lord, save me." And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased. I have goals in my life. I'm sure you do too. When I get a goal in my head, I feel so encouraged. I feel hopeful and confident, and I have faith that I am going to get to that goal. I'm going to reach that goal. It's almost like there's nothing standing in my way. I'm going to get there. But then boisterous winds start to hit me, meaning distractions. So distractions of people, or maybe my phone, social media, Netflix even, and they come along, and as obstacles kind of start flying around, and I'm looking at that instead of my goal, and I'm looking at that instead of looking at Jesus and keeping my eyes on him. It's almost like I start to doubt myself, and when I doubt myself, I, like Peter, begin to sink because I'm afraid. But I believe that when I stop and think about it, I believe that God has put resources in our lives whether it be people or his word that we have to go back and look at it. I mean, I know I have plenty of people that I can go to, some being my parents, and I go to them for everything, and they point me in the right direction, and it's almost like God is using them to pull me out of the water, and it's like a light bulb comes off in my head, and I hear him say, Hannah, why did you doubt me? I told you I was going to get you through this. Just hold my hand. We're going to walk through this together. We're going to get there. That end goal. Keep your eyes on me and we will get there. So all of a sudden my self-doubt and the distractions and the obstacles all go away because I'm pulled back up. I'm fresh-minded. I'm encouraged. I have my eyes set on Jesus, and I'm ready to go again. So I hope that this has given you some encouragement and hope that when you do sink, we all sink. I mean, honestly, I almost sank last week. But we have to be pulled up. We get pulled back up and refreshed mind, and we have our Bible and other resources to live off of, to keep us going, to keep our eyes set on Jesus. And because he's going to get us through, just like the beginning of the story, we're going to have confidence and we're going to have faith, and we're going to get through whatever it is that we're trying to get through to get to our end goal. So I hope that helps. Remember to have faith, remember to be encouraged, and remember to have confidence, and keep your eyes straight on God. Have a great rest of your week. I hope to see you all soon.